breaking news just came about Turkey, furious with the fact that Netanyahu finally recognized the Armenian Genocide. This story just dropped right now. So let me give you an idea what happened yesterday on the podcast with Bibi, Prime Minister Netanyahu, and the conversations that we had. There's a lot of topics. I wish we had 2 hours. I had a lot of things that I wanted to go through with him. This is specifically the part where I asked him about the Armenian, the Assyrian, and the Greek genocide. And here's what he had to say. Go ahead, Rob. The Holocaust has been recognized by 193 different countries, right? Everybody around the world. And in some countries, if you denied, you could do jail time. Many countries, you can do jail time a year or 5 years. But for anybody that doesn't recognize Armenian, Assyrian genocide, if there's any country that I would have expected to be on the list that recognized the Armenian and the Assyrian and the Greek genocide, it would be Israel. Why haven't you yet recognized the Armenian, Assyrian, and the Greek genocide that the Turkish did to that community?
In fact, I think we have, because I think the Knesset passed a resolution to that effect.
I don't know if it's come from you, though. I don't know if it's come from the Prime Minister of Israel.
Yeah, I just did.
Okay.
Here you go.
All right. Well, thank you for doing that.
Boom.
Okay. Thank you for doing that. I appreciate you. That's important to me. And I'm sure a lot of Armenians, Assyrians, and Greeks around the world appreciate you saying that. So that happened yesterday at the end of the podcast with the limited time that we had left. Armenians around the world reacted. Assyrians, even Greeks. There's government official Twitter accounts of all countries have posted on what happened with this. So it's official. They finally recognized, the Assyrian-Armenian genocide as an event that took place. Great. Now, when you do something like that, for many years, Turkey and Israel have had a decent relationship, and Israel's even sold weapons, I think, and helped Azerbaijan.
Yes. Yep.
Azerbaijan's a direct, the stuff that they did with Nagorno-Karabakh, Artsakh, this is not a friendly relationship that this is going on. For them to take this position, automatically it shows that the relationship with Turkey is not what it once used to be. Now, this is obviously due to Erdogan. Rob, can you pull up the story because I can't see anything here right now? There you go. Turkey slams Netanyahu for politically motivated recognition of Armenian genocide. This is Times of Israel. If you can go a little bit lower. Turkey rejects remarks by Prime Minister Netanyahu yesterday recognizing the genocide. If you can click on a link and go back to it. Yeah, click on that. Just go back to the story. In first, Netanyahu says he recognizes the Armenian genocide. So first, the story was written this morning at midnight. Go back to that. This was written this morning at midnight, 12:23 a.m. Go a little bit lower, that the Prime Minister did this, et cetera, et cetera. I think we have. I think the Knesset passed a resolution to that effect, though no such legislation has been passed into law. Pressed on why Israel Prime Minister Netanyahu response, I just did, here you go. Okay, so now go back to the story previous to that with Turkey. So this is the story, if you can allow me to read it. There you go. Netanyahu remarks concerning of the events of 1915. And these ads suck on this website. Like, let it go, buddy. We're not going to buy it. Okay, 1915 are an attempt to exploit past tragedies for political motives. Writes Ankara foreign minister in Turkish language statement saying, we condemn and reject the statement, which is incompatible with historical and legal facts. Turkey repeats his accusation that Israel is carrying out a genocide in Gaza Strip, saying Netanyahu is on trial for his role in the genocide committed against the Palestinian people, is attempting to cover up the crimes committed by himself and his government. So now, this story here, starting Uruguay, France, Germany, Canada, Russia, and the United States have recognized the Armenian genocide, but Israel has long avoided this step, though a number of senior politicians have called for the move in recent years. Netanyahu's remarks marks the first time an Israeli prime minister has done so, likely reflecting increasingly poor ties with Turkey, which has long rejected the characterization. Turkish President Erdogan has repeatedly compared Israel to Nazi Germany over its war against Hamas in Gaza. So that's the story that we have there. Now, messaging that came in from Armenians, Assyrians, and Greeks. Armenians, I don't care if he does this. I don't care what's going on. I don't want to hear nothing from him. Okay. Armenians, oh my God, emotional, can't believe this finally took place. This is so insane that this is finally happening. We're so happy for you. Thank you. We appreciate you. Achuni, all this, Yechbar, all these messages that are coming. Greeks messaging me saying, dude, I don't even know that you knew that Greeks were involved. We appreciate you for doing that, because if you look at the history, Rob, can you pull up that one thing I sent to Adam yesterday? The picture that he just sent you?
I just sent it to him.
Yeah, if you can zoom in this one, the list of genocides organized by Turkey for the last 200 years. And some of the stuff you can go verify the numbers. I don't know if it's 100% accurate with the numbers. So you got Greece, you got 50,000, 8750, that's 1823. Continues with Mosul, Assyrians, 10,000. Goes lower, Armenians, 1,400, 1,250. Bulgaria, 14,700. Lebanon, 12,000. All this goes, okay? Armenia. And go to the top right. Okay, over here, Macedonia, 14,000. Sassoon, Armenian, 5,600. Adana, 1909, 13. So Armenia, Western Armenia, 1.5 million. Jeez. Greece, 150,000. Kars, 100,000. Pontus, 1919, 600,000. Mesopotamia, Assyrians, 750,000 is what these guys did, right? That till today, they don't want to recognize. So I understand that there's a community that really doesn't want to hear anybody, because a lot of folks, Vinny, what was your reaction when this happened? When he sat there and said,
it was like,
as an Assyrian yourself.
As an Assyrian, it was such a mind, because think about it. And can I just say something too? For all the people out there, and guess what, Pat? There's no making everybody happy, and we understand that. No matter what you do, if you ask this side's going to be furious. If you didn't ask this, the other side's going to get furious. And everybody wants to play, a Monday day quarterback, Monday morning quarterback. What it's like, listen, we had, how long was the time?
40 minutes.
40 minutes. But initially it was, you're only going to be allowed 30, but this guy, he was going. Nope, this is what I had to respect. No calling of you have to ask this, you can't ask this, you can't do this. It was, we're going to go live and we're going to ask whatever we want. Okay, and in all fairness, we did research, we looked at every other podcast. He's been asked every question that the majority of the other side wanted 1,000 times. You wanted to ask a certain amount of questions. The fact that he recognized it, and it's never been recognized. Look at these numbers. And I'm Assyrian, okay? 750,000 Assyrians. And then over there in Mosul, another 10,000. Mosul again in 1892, 3,500 Assyrians murdered, okay? Murdered. And I think that moment, and Adam was there, we were all back here in that back room. It was a moment of shock, because the interview was coming to an end. You went past the 30, and I was like, is he even going to be able to ask this? And when you asked it and there was zero hesitation, I think even who was the Armenian guy today, Pat, Sako. I saw him on the video.
Sako, yeah.
Sako made the video and how happy, and it's like, guys, anything to getting closer to the truth, I think is amazing. And first, my mom called and she's like, I can't believe that he actually made him say it out of his words, because the initial was the Knesset recognized it, but when you said, no, you haven't done it. I think it's holding his foot to the fire, and I loved it.
Well, I'll just be complete full disclosure here. We did a prep to discuss the interview with Patrick and BB, and we were all deciding on topics we want to go over. And I said, Pat, what is your ultimate goal for doing the podcast? And, you talk about we all have our biases. Pat said very selfishly, I have one goal. I want Bibi Netanyahu to recognize the Armenian Genocide, straight up. And then from there, we can talk Iran, we can talk Gaza, we can talk United States, we can talk AIPAC, but that was your goal. And I respect the hell out of that because you're Armenian and you're Assyrian. So, and I said to you, I have an assumption that he might go along with this. Why? Because what's been preventing this is their relationship with Turkey. And Turkey's in NATO and there's alliances. But here's what we know about alliances and enemies. Yesterday's enemies can become today's allies. The friend of a friend is an enemy, and the enemy of an enemy is a friend. Alliances these days aren't necessarily about love. It's about survival and leverage. And that's what's going on in the world. So you have Erdogan right here, who's basically calling Israel a genocidal regime. And usually when someone's saying things like that, they fail to look in the mirror. Because if you look at these stats here from Turkey on the forgotten World War I, everyone's obviously focused on World War II. How many million people died in the Armenian, Assyrian, Greek genocide? Millions? We don't talk about this. World War I is sort of a forgotten war. Everyone focuses on World War II, and I understand why Jews are very sensitive about the Holocaust, 6 million Jews. But the world of geopolitics is a world place, and we're seeing, and this is what's incredible about what we're doing here at Valuetainment. We're not just watching the world change, we're actually effectuating change. We're seeing articles. Patrick Bet-David interviews Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, and Benjamin Netanyahu acknowledges Armenian Genocide. What? You know, you always say things like, look, we're just business guys doing a podcast here. But the reality is you saw a place in the market that was open for real conversations. We saw on the left, it was weird and woke and ideologically corrupt.
Yeah.
We saw on the right that there's a lot of people who are people that are basically distasteful and not exactly welcoming of immigrants, but we're having conversations with people.
Once a year we get together. I can't wait to see everybody this year. This is going to be the biggest one by a mile. Record-breaking attendance coming to this event here from all over the world. 3.5-day strategy session, business, all the stuff that we'll be doing. It's a very unique experience if you haven't been to it. Orlando Gaylord, if you want to get registered, go to thevaultconference.com. This year's sponsor, the title sponsor of this entire event is Goliath Ventures, founder Chris Delgado. We've spent a lot of time with these guys. They've come to Yankees games with us. They've been coming to Vault conferences for the last God knows how many years. Goliath was founded in 2019, a private global equity firm focused on blockchain and decentralized finance, built on 3 pillars: technology, opportunity, and community. Core belief: blockchain is the foundation of a generational wealth shift. You can go search them, Goliath Ventures, Inc.com, to learn more about them. They'll be at the Vault conference all over the place. But tonight, those of you that bought the ticket that are coming here, I told you it's going to be special. I'm going to whisper you for the last time. If you're around the Florida area, you want to come to the networking event tonight on the campus. Do you know we're going to have Ferrari SP3s here? I don't know if you know what an SP3 is. Rob, can you pull up what an SP3 is? Ferrari SP3. You're talking about Ferrari SP3.
We'll have a modern homage to a classic shape.
Finding this car, Vinny.
Holy moly.
It's a $5 million car. It'll be on the lot.
It's just pulling up.
We will have a LaFerrari on the lot. We will have multiple $5 million cars on the lot for you to come by and see. You'll have Senna's 1989 McLaren car. You'll have jets to get on and see for some of you guys that have CEOs and founder tickets. You will see the hangar opened up, bunch of new things that nobody's seen before. Anybody that's a platinum and an executive, you'll get a tour. Founders and CEOs, you'll get a tour from me. And then right afterwards, anybody that's platinum and executive up, you will be able to go to the cigar lounge to hang out with each other, have drinks, have conversations at the boardroom, obviously on the other side, and then platinum will be on the back. The members, boardroom members, well, you'll get a chance to actually see the cigar lounge. This is the manual, by the way, Rob, if you want to play this clip. This year's Vault Conference. For those of you guys that are going to the Vault Conference, manual is here. This year it is 296 pages.
Holy moly.
Oh
my
goodness. We cannot wait to go through this with all of you at
wow, that looks amazing.
the Vault Conference. You know when we start working on this manual? A week after the Vault ends for next year. That's when we start working on next year's conference. Yeah, so we can't wait to see everybody. Anyways, if you haven't yet registered, pretty much last chance. 12 days left to the event. Go to thevaultconference.com. Again, go to thevaultconference.com. It's becoming the #1 business event for serious growth because you actually get strategies on how to take your business and your life to the next level. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.